Let's get it started. Let's get it. All right, I still don't know how to start these videos. What up, YouTube? What up, YouTube and Cuzzintruckies? It's your boy once again coming at you with another car review. Keep in mind, my car reviews are very unprofessional. These possibly, maybe one day they'll be sponsored by Motor Trend and some other things. Right now, that's not happening. But if you guys could, you could actually send this video to Motor Trend, or if I can get 10,000 people to tag Motor Trend and say, hey, you need to let this guy, Cuzzintruck on YouTube, do car reviews for your corporation. And I would greatly appreciate that. But you guys have already seen the thumbnail, so let's just get right to it. Perfect. And here we have it. It is a 2024 G480 Genesis. And I mean, what can I say? I feel like some of you might know Genesis used to be a part of Hyundai, but then I guess because they became so popular and so luxurious, now they're their own brand. But I still think a Genesis ain't nothing but an expensive Hyundai. The logo on the Genesis is very nice and beautiful. Just recently I saw a commercial Genesis and I thought it was a Chrysler. I was like, wait a minute, I thought they stopped making the Chrysler. They was talking about a 2024. And I thought it was a Chrysler, but come to find out it's just a Genesis. These Genesis are beautiful. One thing, I mean, there's a lot of cars out there that have distinctive headlights and tail lights, and I will definitely say Genesis is amongst that number. They have a very distinctive double headlight right there. I mean, with this thing, the grille is just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful grille. I do love the fact that the grille features no emblem. I like that so much. I almost wish my Chrysler did the same thing. It's actually their largest SUV they make. I'm still trying to figure out what to compare this Genesis to. Like, you know what? I guess it'll be like a Telluride. I never rented one of those before, but I guess like a Telluride or something like that, because it's not as big as an Explorer, but it's not as small as like a Honda CR-V or whatever. And this right here to me is interesting on this Genesis and kind of unique. I think it features 19-inch wheels. And to me, these wheels look very dated. Like, I feel like Genesis should have did better when it comes to the wheel. This right here is interesting because this is actually a turn signal. So I think if I turn the car on, yeah, that's just a light for the turn signal. I mean, why they put that there, I don't know, but I will say it is funny when you're driving next to somebody at night and you turn on the turn signal to switch lanes, which is what you're supposed to do. But when you turn on the turn signal, it's like it lights up their whole car. And I'm like, I don't know if that freaks them out, but for a while it was freaking me out because I wasn't used to seeing a turn signal do that. And this right here is the rear of the vehicle. And yes, got a big bold Genesis right there. I feel kind of biblical driving this car because it's called a Genesis. And the rear end of this is very nice too. Like, it's kind of sporty, kind of coupe-ish. This rear end doesn't even have a lip. Like, I'm used to a lot of SUVs that have a big lip in the back, but this one doesn't even have a lip. I don't know why they put the windshield wiper here. To me, it definitely would be fancier if it was up here under this thing, but you know, they put it here, and I guess that's where they decided that it needed to go. Genesis is one of those vehicles that has a very distinctive tail lights. Like, I actually like their tail lights, and it features like the double lines on the tail light. I guess we'll do what we need to do, which is try to go inside the vehicle. 2024, so everything is like touch and all this type of stuff. So all you got to do is just keep the key in your pocket, grab the handle that opens it up. Now, for me personally, I hate the fact that a lot of these type of cars have such a weak like horn, and like even when I just open up the door, it does that little ding ding. I mean, I guess that's nice, but it's like, to me, sometimes I feel like that should be louder. I don't know if it's a way to turn that volume up, but I would definitely prefer for that to be louder. And yeah, it's like, it's not to say there's a lot going on with this car, but I think this leather here is kind of interesting. It's not a whole lot of buttons over here. Like, I'm used to seeing some luxury vehicles with a lot of buttons over here, but this one doesn't have that. Like I say, very nice. Now the seats are like leather, some type of leather, but they're very nice, very comfortable seats. You know, you're in a Genesis. The dashboard is interesting to me because it still features an old-timey, I feel, you know, speedometer. Like, I don't know how to turn on a digital speedometer or whether this vehicle just doesn't have a digital speedometer, but I was very surprised that, yeah, you have to pay attention to this thing in order to see how fast you're going. Now, I was kind of disappointed at how small the screen is, because I'm getting used to a lot of these luxury cars and SUVs and things like that having like at least a big screen right here. But this right here is it. I mean, the screen itself is big, it's longer than my hand, but look how short it is. It's like, you know, smaller, like the size of a tablet almost. And that right there is it. That right there is it. And then, you know, these are all the other things in here that, you know, has a couple of bells and whistles. Everybody trying to do the little twisty knob thing. Let's see if we can get this thing to make some noise. It does pretty good on gas. The handling of the vehicle, amazing. Like it really feels good on the highway. Like I was up to like over 70 miles per hour. I got up to at least one, never mind. But it handled really good, even at high speeds. I just had to test that out. And I kept saying if the police pulled me over, I was gonna be like, I'm just testing out this rental vehicle to make sure it's smooth. And also has a lot of up and go to it. Like a couple of times, I didn't even, like when you put it in sports mode, forget it. It's insane. But sometimes even without being in sports mode, it just takes off. It's like this vehicle just wants to drive. And that is one weird thing that I do actually like about this vehicle. I hope I caught that. But yeah, it's like, it's interesting. It's interesting getting in and out this vehicle because it does that little chime noise. And, you know, I don't know. It's funny because when you first get in it, it sounds like a peppy chime noise. And when you get out, it sounds like, oh man, you gotta go. And like I tell everybody, I am 6'2", 275 pounds of pure muscle and strength. No, so right now I'm in the back seat. I was sitting up here originally. So this seat right now is set up for a man my size, 6'2", and I'm in the rear behind myself basically. And so you can see right there, I'm not gonna say it's tight, but bro, you might need to move this seat up a little bit because my knees are almost like right on the back of this seat. So, but with the way things are right now, if there's only 2 people back here, I think it'll be fine. I mean, right now I'm just back here by myself, but no, it's fine. Like I can kind of stretch and kind of spread out a little bit. So it's not the worst. I don't know. I thought it would be a little bit more space, but it ain't the worst, but it's also not the best. And I think this seat, yeah, this seat has a lever on it that can actually recline a little bit. And yeah, even if I recline the seat, it doesn't really give me that much more space. It just makes me feel like I'm leaning back now. So, but that's fine. Cup holder here. It's got another little center console for the people in the rear. I guess for the kids or your passengers. Back here, as usual, okay, got the AC vent back here. Got 2 phone chargers and T voltage, which basically looks like a house plug. I don't know if that's the name of it, but that's what I call it. Another thing, right here, you can control this seat. So like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but like, that means if a passenger's sitting there and you got some little bad kid who wants to be a little monster, they could be moving your seat right here. And I don't know if it's a way to turn that off for the passenger. But now I will admit, when I was in the driver's side, that was actually helpful because there was something I was trying to reach for and I was able to control that seat. So it was actually kind of interesting and helpful. I didn't check the head space up front, but it seems like it's got a decent amount of head space back here. The whole car itself's kind of swoop. If you go back to the side profile view from this video, you can see that the car definitely swoops down towards the back. And I think that's pretty nice sometimes. So yeah, this rear seat is not too bad. I would if somebody my size is in front of me, I would see if they can pull that seat up just a little bit. Because even me, I had more than enough space up there, so I could pull the seat up just a little bit to have a little bit more space in the back. I actually just realized this has one of those shades, which to me is like, not to say like a police car or for like a dog or something, but I see it's got a screen there that the passenger can put up. That type of stuff to me is always kind of interesting. So now that we've done the back seat test, let's try to check out the trunk to see how much space is back there. Trunk is always interesting. I never know where is the button, where to go, what to look for. But guess what? Here it is right here, which is very interesting to me. That was just an odd place to put a button. But you push that, and bada bing, bada boom. You know, it's 2024, so everything is automatic. Everything is just a button away. And yeah, so you can see when this thing lifts up, it's actually pretty tall. Like I say, I'm 6'2", so obviously this at least goes up to 6'2". It does seem like it has a decent amount of trunk space. Like I said, I went to Redneck Mud Park, so that's why I got the boots back here. Got all my other little cleaning supplies. Now, yeah, they claim this usually, that some models of this come with a third row seat. I would just imagine that's gonna be the smallest third row seat that exists to man. But for right now, with the way things are set up, yeah, this is definitely a decent road trip vehicle. Like if you're taking your family and taking some friends, this is definitely a decent vehicle to do a road trip in. Yeah. Actually, you could almost fit a whole body back here. I'm pretty sure I could lay my body. I'm pretty sure I could lay my whole body back here. But, you know, I'm not going to do that. But, yeah. So you just push a button right there. And that closes her back on down. Yeah. And there you have it. Now, like I said before, yeah, this vehicle kind of swoops. So, like, the top of it is, the top front is kind of tall, and then it kind of swoops down towards the rear, and it's still very nice. I myself personally don't understand why they put this chrome right here. Like, that's so dated and old-fashioned to me, but it ain't my vehicle. But I guarantee you, if I had this vehicle, I would find a way to remove that chrome, because that just looks funny. My opinion is, it's a very nice vehicle. If I was to get a Genesis, I would definitely want one of these. I like the Genesis cars also, but you know, it's like nowadays just SUVs are the way to go. So let's record it.
You do it. You the one who wants to do it.
You were the one who asked me to record you. Now what you gotta say?
Why you putting that so close? You said subscribe, leave a like, and share the video.
All right.